Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Look It Up podcast. Sorry, we were out last week. We had his birthday and Thanksgiving. So anyways, I'm Chip Ulmer, and this is Tony Gudo. Like I said, we were out last week, so sorry for that. But we're going to get right to the chase. We got some big news for your LSU Tigers.
We signed him.
The anticipation has been building for the last 2 weeks.
Lane Kiffin, as predicted. I think I said that about 3 weeks ago that I thought he was coming in.
And we finally got the man. He left Oxford to head to Baton Rouge to be the LSU head coach in 2026.
Bringing several coaches with him.
Several
coaches coming in.
Charlie Weiss as the offensive coordinator. And also, I wanted to say that I think he is keeping Frank Wilson on the staff.
Well,
I think
they're talking about it, but it sounds like they will. He's keeping several people. It looks
I think
like
he said
he's going to
keep Blake Baker too.
But I think Baker's up for the Tulane job.
But Baker has an interview with the Tulane job, so
hopefully he stays here.
hopefully.
I'd like to see him stay here. We got our champagne here and our LSU thing. You know why? We believe Kiffin will win a couple of championships in the next 7 years.
For our LSU Tigers.
And we need it. We got the players. We got like he said, what? The best place to be in America
is
right here, LSU. If you're going to win championships, you can win it here.
I like what he said. He said a lot of good things at the press conference yesterday. Was it yesterday? No.
Day before yesterday, I think.
Monday.
Yeah.
That press I loved it. I watched it. He was on point. He said, we're here to go to work and take LSU back to the top of college football. That's pretty much what he said.
Yep. So anyway, we're looking forward to that. A lot of things happening. Recruiting. Today was signing day.
Yes. We
signed
a lot of players.
As of a few minutes ago, I checked it. It was 12 commitments. We have 12 commitments. We ranked 12th in the country right now in recruiting. Of course, remember, recruiting day was today, but we got another recruiting period, first part of January. Other players will be signing then, and I think Kiffin will have an impact on that. Sounds like he's going to have people transfer, too, from Ole Miss to here. So we'll be looking at that the next few weeks. We'll be discussing it.
Yeah.
The signees, Bryson Martinez, one of the guys we know.
Martinez, I know him. Senior at EA.
We know him pretty well.
At East Ascension.
And he's committed. He's the athlete. 9 other people, I'm not going to go through everyone, but 9 others have signed the letter of intents. The top 6, the hard ones, is what they call them because everybody else was trying to get them. Lamar Brown out of U-High, University Lab, he's coming. He's an athlete.
Yep.
5-star.
He'll play a bunch of positions.
Richard Anderson, defensive line guy, also out of Ed McCarr in New Orleans, 5-star. Mm-hmm. Trenton Henderson from Pensacola, Florida. He's an edge. He's a 4-star. And then Deuce Geralds out of Swanee, Georgia.
He's a defensive lineman.
Yeah, taking him out of what? The Bulldog territory.
Yeah.
And Bryson Cooley from West Jones, Laurel, Mississippi. He's an offensive tackle guy. He's a 4-star. And the 6th one is Dylan Purder. He's from Tuscany, Alabama. He is a safety, 4-star. So LSU's recruiting looks pretty good. Like I said, it's probably going to be a lot better by the end of, by the early part of the year, when everybody else gets back in here. But we're interested in getting a good staff. I think they're going to do a good job of getting the recruiting like they need to be. Let's talk a little bit about the playoffs and the championship games this weekend. Playoff rankings came out last night.
Mm-hmm.
About what everybody thought. Right now they have Ohio State, Indiana, Georgia, and Texas Tech as the top 4, which will have a bye. They will have the bye. Remember, Texas Tech is the team we've been talking about from back when we first started our podcast.
Week 1 of college football.
That was one of the teams. We said, Texas Tech, watch out. They're going to be a chance to win the championship.
Yep.
And they have come through. They have won and won and won. Now, this week, guess who they play? They have a rematch with BYU.
Yep.
And BYU's trying to get in the playoffs. I don't think BYU gets in the playoffs.
Because BYU's the first team out, along with Miami.
if they lose.
If they lose.
If they can beat Texas Tech this week,
yes, they play
then possibly
Texas
they'll
Tech.
get in. Miami, I still don't see how Miami gets in. I've looked at the schedule. I've looked at a few things. They have to have a lot of things happen for them to get in.
Yeah,
I don't think
BYU
they
and
get
Texas Tech will play for the Big 12 championship.
Big 12 championship this weekend. That's some other games we'll talk about it. But the other people, Alabama and Oklahoma is in the playoffs. Oregon and the winner of Duke and Virginia.
Yep.
And then Notre Dame plays A&M as of right now. And then another conference championship. I think that's the West Coast. That's what is it? James Madison
And Troy.
But I think James Madison is the one that can get into playoffs.
Yeah.
And of course, Ole Miss is still there. They're going to be there. But never know. We got one more playoff things coming out. Sunday at noon. Sunday at 11.
But I want to talk about Ole Miss because it's funny because we've been talking about this for. Me and him been talking about it for years, joking about Ole Miss. And just so happened that their coach left them this week as well. That Ole Miss, even in the playoff, still don't know how to get to Atlanta.
Nope, they don't know how to get to Atlanta. And I don't think they're going to make the playoff. Even if Lane stayed, I don't think they're a good enough team to get all the way through.
No.
Now, the Charlie Weiss Jr. has gone back. He is coming to LSU, but he went back and he's going to coach.
He's going to be the play
in
caller.
the playoff. Yeah, in the playoffs.
Because Pete Golding is a defensive coordinator, so...
Yeah. Well, they
don't have
said
any
he was making
offensive
most
caller.
of the calls too. Him and Kiffin was making a lot of the calls together, but he made a lot of the calls during the year. So, and Ole Miss fans are really upset, of course, and I probably don't blame them.
I don't
But at
blame
the same
them.
time, they're complaining because they say he left when the championship's going on. Well, that's not his fault. College football just got.
I'm gonna say it right here. I'm gonna say it
get organized.
I'm gonna say it right here. He went to the better school.
He went to where he could win.
He went to the better program where he can build.
As we said earlier, Ole Miss has never been to an SEC championship, so why would he stay there? He's going.
Exactly.
He's moving to where he thinks he can be more successful, and everyone else thinks he can.
Where he can
And
be
offered.
successful in the future, moving on.
And he offered to what? Stay at Ole Miss and do the playoffs. They declined. They don't want him.
They didn't want him.
So he's here in Baton Rouge now, and here we go. And we'll find out what bowl we go to probably Sunday or Monday.
But Frank Wilson will coach the bowl game.
Yeah, more than likely. So anyway, that's the playoffs right now. The championship games this coming week. We'll talk about those real quick. Let me see if I can.
I got him right here.
got
So for, like I said, the Big 12, we got BYU and Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Also, for the ACC championship, we got Duke and Virginia.
Yeah, I like Virginia in that game. Virginia,
Big
Duke. I don't know how Duke got there.
Also,
Duke has lost too many games.
I love this game. The Big Ten championship, number 1 and 2 in the country, Ohio State and Indiana.
And Indiana, yeah. And that's going to be a hell of a game. There's two of those games going to be real good. I like the Alabama-Georgia game. It's going to be at 3 o'clock on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And then that night, I think at 7, will be
And then I think
Ohio State and Indiana.
this is, I'm going to say,
Also, let me look back last week real quick before we go on.
the Sun Belt Conference is James Madison and
Troy, yeah.
And then we got Tulane and North Texas for the
For their American Conference Championship. Yep.
let me see. Yeah. The
American
the AAC.
And
So those are the games. for
anyway,
this
some of the
week.
games real quick from last week. LSU hung in there pretty tough against Oklahoma. They had a
Should've
shot
won
to win that game. They just couldn't get it done.
The offense was not rolling.
No, the defense played a hell of a football game. The
3
defense,
interceptions
yeah.
against John Mateer, and we still couldn't get it done.
Ohio State, they handled Michigan for the
Pretty-
first time since 2019.
Pretty bad.
27-9. Texas Tech, the team we've been talking about, they shut out West Virginia 49-0. Miami turned 38-7 over Pittsburgh. That was a surprise. I thought Pittsburgh was going to handle Pitt was going to handle that longer and stay in longer, but they didn't.
Yeah.
Oregon 26-14 over Washington Huskies. They solidify their spot in the playoffs for the year. BYU 31-24 over UCF. Mizzou 31-17 over Arkansas. Vandy went to Tennessee
And kicked
and beat
some
them
butt.
45-24. That was a surprise. I thought Tennessee was going to win that game, but Vandy came through. Vandy played good ball. Florida, 40-21 over Florida State in the rivalry game. Virginia, 27-7 over Virginia Tech. Alabama, close against Auburn. Auburn came back. It was 17-0, and Auburn came all the way back
all
and
the way
and
back.
fought.
And
But
then they
threw a pick at the end.
No, they didn't. They threw a pick, and then Bama turned the ball over. They punted it back to Auburn. Auburn had a chance to drive down, and then with the last play of the game, they threw a slant.
Yeah.
And a dude ran and got tackled from behind, and then clock ran out. And
I was on vacation out in Florida, and I watched that game, but it was on and off, and I'm watching with a lot of people, so it was kind of. But I remember, I thought Alabama was going to blow them out. Is what it looked like at the beginning of the game. But Alabama's got a tough game this week against Georgia.
They do.
And Cal upset SMU. That was a big upset. SMU was riding high and thought they were going to be in the Big 12 championship, but guess what? Cal said no way.
No way.
38-35. Woo! So that was a good college football game this Saturday. My picks this week, I'm gonna give you. Remember, if you make any picks and you make any bets, what do you do?
Only bet what you can.
Only bet what you can afford, or don't bet at all. The picks in college football, I like Boise State -3.5 over UNLV. They played in the I forgot what championship game, but it's a championship game this weekend. I like Ohio State -4.5 against Indiana. I think they handle Indiana. Indiana's going to still be in the playoffs. No matter who wins that game, they're still in the playoffs.
I disagree with you, but okay.
You think Indiana's going to win?
Yes.
Well, I think Ohio State's the
I
best
think
team in
Indiana
college
is the
football.
better team overall. I don't get me wrong. I think Ohio State has a great defense. They have an okay offense, but I feel like they haven't played like a real top team this season. Besides Texas and Michigan, those are only two ranked games, pretty much.
What I really like about Indiana's defense, they don't have any big, top-notch names saying this big guy and this big guy, this big monster. What they have is a defensive scheme where all the players know where they need to be and they play together. They know they know who's taking, they know if they go up to rush, they know somebody else going to be right behind them. They play real team defense. And that's what got them where they're at. And they do have a chance against Ohio State. I'm not going to say they're going to lose. I just think Ohio State's a little bit better. We'll find out when it's all over with. And I like Virginia. Virginia -3.5 over Duke. I don't think Duke shouldn't even be in this game.
No.
I don't understand how they got in there. But anyway, they're in there minus. But I like Virginia big in that game. Okay, let's move on to
the NFL.
The NFL.
Yes.
Right? NFL.
Yep.
Last week, real quick. Green Bay beat Detroit on Thanksgiving Day. Detroit just looks out of sync. I don't know what's going on. They don't look the same. The quarterback just can't move. He's like a statue back there. And Green Bay kept in his face just like everybody else has the last few weeks.
Cowboys beat the Chiefs.
Dallas beat the Chiefs.
Yep.
Dallas is looking good. Dallas getting better and better every week. Their defense is still not that good. They allowed 28 points. Cincinnati upset Baltimore 32-14. That was a big game. Wow. Guess what? Joe Burrow was back. That made a big difference.
I was shocked because I thought the Ravens were going to win that game. And I did I didn't do so well in fantasy this year. I will say that. I didn't do too well.
Burrow was out all year.
Burrow was out all year, so I can use that as an excuse, but I can't. I won't. But since I'm out, I just said screw it, and I put him in on his first game back, and he went off.
Yep.
So I'm glad for that. I won the game, the fantasy game this week, but I'm still out of the playoffs in our league.
New Orleans. The Saints played a hell of a game in Miami. I was down there. 21-17 to Miami they lost.
Yep.
But they had a chance to win that game. They missed out on a 2-point conversion, which would have tied it and probably go into overtime.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they got to the end of the game, we did an onside kick, got the ball, got
the onside kick. The Saints got the onside kick.
Then we go all the way down. We get down to 4th and 2, I think it was.
4th and 2.
And we throw a pass in the end zone, and the ball is a little too far in, and the defensive guy knocks it down.
And Miami wins.
But if the ball would have been thrown out a yard more to the right, we'd have scored and won that game because it was a 4-point game at that point.
Yep.
So anyway, we'll see what the Saints do.
Texans beat the Colts. The Colts haven't been the same really since they went on that 8-1. I mean that 7-1 skit. They've only had one win since then.
Yeah, they haven't.
They've been on
slipping down.
They've lost 3 of their last 4.
One of the big upsets. One of the big upsets was Carolina.
Yeah, that was a big upset.
Carolina won 31-28 over the LA Rams, and the Rams are favorite right now to go to be the representative in the NFC to the Super Bowl. They're the favorite, and they got beat by Carolina. I mean, it just goes to show you the parity in the NFL and college. You go back to college and look at it. You know, people were really upset about NIL, saying NIL was going to ruin college football. I think it made it better. The parity, you know, you got teams like Virginia, Texas Tech.
There's like so many upsets.
Tulane, you got all these teams now that's competing that they couldn't compete before. Because why? They can get players in with the NIL. So that's making a huge difference. We'll find out how it goes in the first. I still think some rules need to be changed regarding how many times a team players can leave and transfer. Also, they need to do something with the recruiting dates and when they're going to do that. I think they ought to go back to the February date and do all the recruiting on the February, first week, second week, whatever time they decide. But I guess they'll decide that the next few weeks, the next month or so. NFL, Washington, Denver was a close call. They won, but they won by 1 point on Monday night, 27-26.
That game kept going.
That was tough. The let's see what else I wanted to talk
The
about.
Seahawks blow out the Vikings 26-0.
Yep.
That surprised me. Bills 26-7 against the Steelers. Chargers blow the brakes off the Raiders. Patriots beat the Giants Monday night. Yep. So that's about it for last week.
What's the schedule this week? I'm trying to find
This
that
week,
out.
I got it right here.
You got it?
Tomorrow night, on Thursday Night Football, we will have the Cowboys visit the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
I got the Cowboys winning that game.
It's going to be Detroit is just not playing.
Detroit's hurt. They are hurting really
I
bad.
saw today 4 players are not going to be in the play,
Yeah.
so that's going to hurt them even worse. Dallas' defense has been getting to the quarterback, so I don't know. I just don't see how.
Looks like we got the doo-doo bowl between the Titans and the Browns. The doo-doo bowl. That's not going to look good. That's going to be a low-scoring game. Seahawks and Falcons, that might be a good game. It's in Atlanta. Colts and Jaguars. I mean, the Jaguars, they have not been playing terrible football. They are the same record as the Colts. They are 8-4 as well.
Yeah, some of the big games.
So,
Cincinnati plays Buffalo. That's going to be a
that should be a good game.
Good game.
Vikings play the Commanders. Commanders might win because the Vikings got blown out.
Vikings are not that good. They really hurt. I thought they were going to be a lot better than what they're doing.
Our
That's really
Saints
surprising.
go to Tampa
We
Bay.
play Tampa. I don't see how the Saints will win that game. Tampa's going to win that game pretty
Tampa's
sure. The Ravens have come on pretty strong. They lost this past week, but they're a lot better. I think they handled Pittsburgh with no problem.
Yeah, and I'll say this. The AFC North is the only division in football to not have a team with a winning record. No team has a winning record.
We said that going into the year that division was going to be a fight. We didn't know who was.
But we thought it was going to be them both being good.
We thought Baltimore. Cincy
Yeah.
would be in there, but without Joe Burrow, he couldn't do it. Now they still have a shot, but they got to win out if they're going to get in there.
They have to win the rest of their games.
Houston plays Kansas City this week. That's going to be a good game. That's Sunday night.
Yeah.
Cardinals host the Rams. Rams should win that game. The Bears and the Packers. That's going to be an interesting game because Green Bay's playing good football, but Chicago is top of the division. They win in that division right now. The Bears, Caleb Williams, a lot better than I thought he was going to do the second year. But I think the coaching is making a difference.
Yeah.
They got their coach. They got the offensive coordinator from Detroit.
Last year.
And that's probably what's hurting Detroit because they lost their offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator. So it's hard to tell what's going to happen in that. But anyway, that's what's going on in the NFL. My predictions there, I like 3 teams. I like Jacksonville plus 1.5 at Indianapolis. Indy's just not playing good ball, and Jacksonville's defense has really come on strong. They're good. I like the Rams over Arizona minus 8.5. The Rams are playing good football. Like I said, they're favorite to go to Super Bowl. And I like Philadelphia minus 3 over the Chargers. A lot of people probably don't like that pick because the Eagles have not looked good the last few weeks.
Yeah.
But I just feel like Philly on next Monday night. I think that's a Monday night game, correct?
Yeah.
Monday night, I think Philly overcomes the Chargers and wins that game. But it is on the road. It is in L.A.
I agree. I think the Eagles win that game.
So we'll see. But anyway, that's my picks again. I'll give them to you to college football. This weekend, Boise minus 3.5 over UNLV. Ohio State minus 4.5 over Indianapolis. Virginia minus 3.5 over Duke. Jacksonville plus 1.5 over Indy. The Rams minus 8.5 over Arizona. And Philly minus 3 over the Chargers. Last week in the NFL, I did well. Last week in the NFL, I went 9-3 out of 12 games that I picked. 9-3. Pretty good. Anyway, that's about it, I guess, on this. We got, what? We got some fights this week. Don't
Yes,
we
we got some good fights this
Let's
week.
move on, and we're going to finish this schedule with him finishing out what's going on in the
Here we go.
UFC.
All right, so for my UFC fans, we got some good fights tonight. The last pay-per-view in UFC history. We don't have to pay for any fights anymore. We don't have to pay $80 to watch the fight.
They're moving to what?
Paramount Plus
Paramount.
will
CBS.
take over the UFC starting in the new year. This is the last card of the year. I think we will have a fight night before the end of the year, but this is the last main event. Last pay-per-view in the UFC for now. They might come back in the next 5-10 years, but I doubt it. I hope not. So they're going to Paramount. So the main card, here we go. The first fight of the card, we got Jan Blachowicz goes against Bogdan Guskov. I don't know Guskov. I know Blachowicz. But they're both good fighters in the light heavyweight division. I take Jan in that fight. That should be a good fight. Then we got one of the greatest fighters to ever fight. A double champ in one of the double champs in the UFC history. Triple C Henry Cejudo goes up against Peyton Talbot in the bantamweight division. And then the third fight, we got Brandon Moreno, former flyweight champ, I believe, fighting Tatsuro Taira. That should be a good fight. And then the co-main event, also in the flyweight division, champion Alexandra Pantoja will defend his belt again against number 1 ranked UFC flyweight contender Joshua Van. I like both of these fighters. Pantoja is a very good wrestler, but Joshua Van is a good wrestler as well, but he's also got the hands. So, and Joshua Van is very confident that he will knock out Pantoja within 3 rounds. So I'm not betting against Joshua Van. I'm going to take Joshua Van in that fight. And in the main event of the evening, bantamweight division, Merab Dvalishvili, talked about him a few weeks ago. He fought Corey Sandhagen about 2 months ago at UFC 320. He will defend his belt against Peter Yan for the second time. They will fight for the second time. So that's the UFC 323 last pay-per-view. That's going to be the one.
One more thing on college football I failed to mention. Penn State. Penn State was the first team to let their coach go this year. First team to let their coach go, which a lot of people, it's a controversy, but a lot of people didn't think they should have. The guy's been there, he's been winning games and winning 10 games a year pretty much every year, and they let him go. As of today, they have still not named a head coach. Penn State has still not named a head coach.
And 15 other coaches have lost their jobs, and they've been
almost
replaced.
everyone's been replaced. And I was looking at today while looking at the signing day. they are ranked at 137th in the country in recruiting.
Well, they can't recruit. They haven't got a coach.
So I mean that's bad. I mean they got small schools, real small schools that are ranked better than Penn State right now.
That's great.
So I don't know what's going on at Penn State unless they're getting somebody that we don't know. They're saying on the radio today, I heard several people saying that maybe the Alabama coach may leave Alabama and may go up there. And
Some
they
people say
also
Brian
mentioned,
Kelly going up there.
some say Brian Kelly, I don't think so, but named another coach.
They better not. If y'all, I'm gonna talk to y'all Penn State fans if y'all are watching. Don't hire Brian Kelly, okay?
But there's another
I'm gonna
guy.
go out there and say it right now. Y'all not gonna go to the playoff with Brian Kelly, okay?
Who was it? There's another team.
Hire somebody else.
Besides the Alabama coach, that's another one they named today.
Napier.
No, somebody that's coaching in the playoffs. Another
Really?
team. I can't remember now off the top of my head. But anyway, they're talking about some coaches that are still in there, and maybe that's what Penn State's waiting on. I mean, why do you wait this long to get a coach? Unless they're waiting on the Alabama or someone other coach that's in the playoffs. Anyway, you can find us where?
On YouTube under the Look It Up podcast and Facebook under his name, Tony Gudo. Thanks for another episode of watching the Look It Up podcast. Again, sorry for missing last week. Like I said, Thanksgiving, he was going out of town. It was also his birthday.
Everyone have a drink.
It was
Celebrate.
also it was his 35th anniversary.
35th wedding anniversary.
Monday night was his anniversary.
Yep.
So,
Anyway, Kiffin's at LSU.
So hopefully we'll beat another championship to LSU. Hopefully Lane Kiffin will bring us to the top.
If you want to know anything, look it up.
Look
come
it
to
up.
us.
Yes.
Look it up. We look it up every week. We tell you exactly
And
what you need to know.
also comment and tell your friends. Come watch us. We like to see the views. We're not doing this for money. We just like the feeling
Talk
of
sports.
having a bunch
And we're
of
going to
views.
continue after football season. We're going to do college
Yeah,
basketball.
we're going to do
college
basketball.
baseball,
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about the NFL draft. That's a big thing to me. I love doing the NFL draft.
He's obsessed with it. He got like 30 magazines.
Anyway,
Yep.
thanks for watching. Go Saints. Let's see what happens this week.
Go Tigers.
Take care.
Go Lane Kiffin. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.